Good evening, Wellness Warriors. It's 8 o'clock Sunday night. It's time for Empower Hour with me, Carla Andrews. I was going to say you're number one, but probably not. But you're a Wellness Warrior. Um, Obviously, it's our Sunday night ritual to tune in and talk our moan and move ons before setting in with our wellness wins, and then our mental health cards at the end of the session, and that usually lasts us around the hour mark. So welcome to Empower Hour. If it's your first time with us, please do put a hello into the comments. If you're watching, put a hello into the comments. I can't see you if you put a like or heart or any of the emojis. So if you want to take part, just put a hello in. And if you don't and you just want to sit there and watch and see what we're all about, that's absolutely fine too. Some of you have a telephone number that you text through, so I get my anonymous moan and move ons and my anonymous wellness wins. So if you want to take part in that as well, you can just text 07846 209 846. So, good evening, good evening, good evening. I've got no comments yet, and I'm not sure whether this is just not working. Oh no, there we go. Right, good evening, Lauren. Good evening, Tasha. You guys are with me already. That's wonderful. I'm on the sofa tonight, and I'll tell you why in just a little bit. So, the weekend is very nearly over. Thank heavens next weekend is a 4-day weekend. Hands up if you're looking forward to that 4 days. The lovely Joe is watching us from the bath. Don't drop electronics in the bath, Joe. Just saying. Um, yeah, please be careful. So, yeah, 4-day weekend next weekend, which I'm rather looking forward to. This weekend has been a bit of a wipeout. Again, I'll tell you why in a little while. Um, but yes, um, but at least the clocks went forward, forward, backward, spring, forward, fall back, forward today. So we've got an extra hour of sunlight, which is rather marvellous. It means we're on the run down to summer now. Ah, the lovely Alex is on holiday. So to all the teachers out there, you've now got 2 weeks off. So that's fabulous. I'm jealous. I'm jealous, but you have worked so hard and it is so well deserved. The Keane family are with us tonight. 2 week school holidays, starting with 3 days off for me. That's wonderful. And I know that there's the children joining in tonight because I know a couple of our families let their children join in when it's not school night. So welcome all the children watching. And we've discussed in previous Empower Hours my language, and I know you're all used to it now, so I won't even pretend to try and keep it clean. So I'm sorry for the F-bombs, but sometimes they're just needed. So, okay, moan and move ons. Oh, I've got a few. I've got a few. I've been racking them up over the week and been thinking, yes, I'm going to share this with you guys. So be writing your ones down for me. Write what has got on your week this week, and share with us. Now, one of mine was going to my beloved takeaway, KFC. We know it's not the healthiest foods ever, um, but never mind. We make that sacrifice because KFC is bloody delicious. Um, Order my meal, and then she says, "What drink do you want?" I said, "Oh, I'd like Pepsi, please." Is that Diet Pepsi? Is that Pepsi Max? No, Fat Pepsi. Oh no, we don't sell that anymore. You can have water, you can have apple and mango, you can have, I don't know, lime and something doodah and dandelion and all of this rubbish. And I'm like, no, I want Fat Pepsi, please. No, you can have crushums, you can have this. So I can have a crushum that has got crap loads of sugar in it as well as, right? And I can't have a fat Coke. So I tweeted, I don't often tweet, but I tweeted to KFC and I just put WTF, I'm going McDonald's. So, and they haven't even tweeted back. So, but apparently it's a company wide thing that they're on they're trialing. So yeah, that was my first moan and move on. So, my second one was I had someone text me Friday night saying, you've got 5 minutes to go and get your Pfizer jab. So I went flying down there, had my Pfizer jab, was very pleased that I've now had it, that I'm one of how many people have got it so far? 50 million, something like that. Um, so I am pleased I've got that now because, as many of you know, I was very poorly over Christmas and I don't want to repeat that. So I'm all joyful. And then last night, 22 hours to be exact, the chills set in. Oh my God, anyone would think I fell asleep and woke up in Antarctic. I was cold, and I was thinking maybe it's the weather, and I turned the heating up, and the heating was on 22, and I'm like, no, this isn't normal. And then I was awake all night, and yeah. But anyway, that's my moan and move on. It's time to go over to yours. So let me just scroll up because we've got a few of them. So we've got someone shouting ex-wives, ex-wives, ex-partners. Absolutely. There's one in the thing for ex-partners. And having to defend your character. It's never good having to defend your character. It's always feels like a personal attack, doesn't it? But we all know the lovely Jo. We all think she's absolutely beautiful and a wonderful character. So I'm going to send her some love. And I'm sure you guys will too, because we love you and we think you're great and we know your character way better than said other person. So, as I've said to you yesterday, head down, keep doing what you're doing, and it, it will be a clear cut case of you'll be good. I know it because you've got nothing to. You are a fucking warrior. So, um, and please don't drop the phone or whatever you're doing in the bath. Um, Alex says people who don't test their children and complain that they have to wear masks in school. Oh, I thought all children had to be tested, Alex. How does that work? Does yeah, I don't know how that works. That they don't get tested. I didn't know they was allowed to do that. Yeah, I don't know because I don't have children in school. So maybe you could tell us a little bit how that goes and from your teacher perspective, would be really interesting. Um, I know that as an employer now, I've managed to, not that they've come yet, but we've ordered in lateral flow testing for our team so they can do as many tests as they want. So that's good. Catherine says Pepsi Gate, absolutely. Keep the fat cola. So we need to hashtag that. Absolutely. Um, Alex says, replying to Jo, really, you're beautiful inside and out, and anyone that matters knows it. Absolutely. Say more love for our beautiful Jo. Hi Tom, how are you, darling? Thank you for joining us. Right, Catherine is people who state their opinions as facts in meetings and after being corrected still send out emails afterwards stating the same. My blood boils. I think that should be a hashtag as well. My blood boils. I like that. Yes, very frustrating. Um, Alex says, had my AstraZeneca 2 weeks ago. Thankful it was that one as I can't have Pfizer safely. Ah, good evening, Lynn. Thank you for joining us. A moan and move on from the lovely Lauren. Teenagers. Yeah, and there's still stroppy teenagers. Yeah, it doesn't change. Lynn's the hands up to that as well. So, yeah, all I can say, and I hate to rub it in, but they move out. Um, Tom says, That is the first time I've ever heard you use French language. Oh yes, well at youth club I wasn't allowed to. So yes, there is a warning sign on me any other time though, Tom. So be warned. Testing is optional, although in my house it isn't. They are being tested whether they like it or not. In fact, Jack's just done his just now. Oh, well done, Jack, for doing yours and keeping your family safe. It's mandatory, not compulsory. We have to go with it until we get a case who hasn't tested, and then risk assessment kicks them all out. Okay. So that's the lovely Alex. Jeff says, absolutely makes me vom when people bully others online and then preach about mental health and online bullying. They're not, they are not part of the problem. Absolutely. I've seen a lot of that lately, calling people out, saying they haven't done this, they haven't done that. It's bollocks. You never call people out. Like, as an employer, you I remember, I'm not going to use the word bullying, but we all know, and even as a teacher, like maybe in our society, we do live in a culture where it's pick at what you can't do, rather than actually let's celebrate each and every one of us for what we do. That that sticks out to like for miles for me. Like you can still tell if people are undercutting from calling them out and singing their praise, because obviously there'll be some things that aren't covered, but calling people out, and certainly to discredit characters, is really frustrating. And I do honestly, and I said this to Joe yesterday, funny enough, when people do that, they're seen through, which is very thankful. Because when you call out people's characters and make it a personal attack, that person that's doing that looks like a complete utter. And I don't say the word often, and I'm not going to say it now, but it starts with C and ends in T. So obviously we know that I like the fuck word. I'm not going to use that in this case because they're not that. They're worse than that. They're the other word. So but just let them have their moment, and it will all come raining down on them. Um, couldn't agree more. It's the whole people in the glass houses thing, double standards. Absolutely, Lauren. So yeah, it's just yeah. But what I do, I honestly, I've seen it time and time again. Those people that do that are acting from a place of insecurity, and just unbelievable. I was having this conversation with Joe yesterday. A couple of years ago, as an organisation, we got lots of investigations, which wasn't a problem because we passed everything that someone had flagged up, um, what they thought were our errors. And this person tried to discredit us. And at the time, I was crunching my teeth, I wasn't sleeping, it was causing me absolute anxiety to the max. I was having suicidal thoughts because just the stress was too much for me at the time. We literally had £2,000 in the bank as motivated minds. I had no savings left. It was a real crunch time. And I remember turning to Joe at the time and just said, like, I don't know why this person is doing this because um, they were wrong, right? Everything that they were accusing us of, they were wrong. And luckily, it could be very much proven with, say, insurances, with DBS checks, with everything. It just we passed it all, and we actually then rang round all our partners and said, look, someone is trying to defamate our character. Just to let you know that this is all our procedures and insurances and legal responsibilities, and this is how they're filled. And I said to Joe at the time, I'm just going to put my head down and not rise to it, because it's really easy to rise to it, to go, oh, like, and start causing rows and start fighting back, and using that energy. And I'm sure lots of you know about like negative energy. If I had allowed that negative energy to fill me up, and it obviously was subconsciously, because as I said, I wasn't sleeping, I was grinding my teeth, I was having suicidal thoughts, I was financially kaput, it was just a really horrible time. But I just head down, and I was reading the book The Power of Now at the time by Eckhart Tolle, which is one of my favourite books, and it literally just talks about not responding, not giving it the power, not investing into that energy, and then it just subsides. And it did. And I head down, worked fucking hard. Jo will tell you, she joined me in the work effort, and so did so many of our volunteers. And look where we are today, right? And I will say, this other person is nowhere near where we're at today. So it just shows that people that slate your character, or use bullying as a tactic, um, they're just low life. They really are just low life. You know, all of you watching now, you know your intentions, you know your daily life. And I certainly know from the 10 of you that are watching right now, you wake up every morning with the intention to do good. You actually go out and do good. It doesn't stay as just an intention, and as a, you all aim to be the best versions of yourselves for yourself and for your loved ones, whether that's your family, whether that's your friends, and most importantly for yourself. So for the people watching this, I want you to know that I'm sending out all the positive energy, and like they say, duck water off of a duck's back. Try and think of that. Water off of a duck's back. You've got your cheerleaders. I'm your cheerleader. Everyone else in this group is your cheerleader. You don't need you don't need to ingest that energy from the wankers. So I hope that just and dump them in our moan and move on, or our fuck it bucket. You know how it goes. You can drown them in it. I shouldn't say that, but you could. So, okay, so that's our, and as Jeff says, and I love this earlier, me and Jeff were chatting earlier, and I was, um, Jeff is one of my dearest friends, and he gets all my problems. And you know, like, I'm really lucky. I've got some fantastic friends. So Jeff is one of them that I can ring, and I can have a moan, I can have a giggle, I can just we talk absolute shit sometimes, don't we, Jeff? But and as he said to me, his advice on one subject today to me was, if it's not moving the boat forward, stop rowing. And yeah, so that's my advice that I need to take on board today. So if it's not moving the boat forward, then stop rowing. There's no point in me putting energy into something that isn't going to serve me. So thank you for that advice. Alex says, does that mean Jo will have pom-poms in tomorrow's videos? I think it should have. I think Jo should be her own cheerleader, and I know that we should all be one another's cheerleaders. And I would say in Power Hour well, it's been nearly 2 years it's been running now. I love the fact that we've got one another's backs, and we meet here every Sunday night, and we have this hour to just support one another and lift one another up. And it's like a sort of I was going to say it's a safe space, although it is on the Motivating Minds big page. It's still a safe space, and I look forward every week to seeing what your moan and move ons are, and your wellness wins, and to give you the love and kick up the arse that some of you need, and likewise you kicking me up the arse. It's always well appreciated. So, and I must think, if it's not moving the boat forward, stop rowing. So, as I've always said about mental health, it's never a straight line upwards. It's never a, oh wow, I've got this in the bag. It's always about developing self. And I was speaking to someone in the week, and they said, oh, I don't think I need self-help books, and I think I think contrary. I think we could all do with maybe not self-help books, but we could all do with a conversation around what are we doing to invest in ourselves. Like, we don't get taught this as kids. Quite on the contrary, it's deemed selfish to be investing in oneself. So I think it's important that we can be our own cheerleaders, and that we have friends and colleagues that are cheerleaders too. Even in the world, like, there'll be random people that I don't know and that I meet, and I will instantly be the best cheerleader I can be for them. So, in a world with so much hate, I like to think that I'm here to spread kindness. So, and I know my team do as well, because they're dedicated to the core. So, I'm going to breathe. Something I don't do often. Um, I have got, right, another one for the bucket. Automatic negative thoughts. Ants. Ants, 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 ants. Right, so I hate ants. Automatic negative thoughts. Great way to teach children about them, and even adults. But ants are the negative thoughts that come in, and they've been built over, can be years, it can be something all of a sudden that's come in. So, for example, when we are born, we start to have an understanding of what it's called schemas. So we know that a dog barks. We know that a horse has four legs, and we start to build our world and our vocabulary and our thoughts around all of these things that we know. And we trust our parents and our caregivers and our teachers, and our and we have kindness in our hearts. So our school friends, and then um, when things happen, or things are put to us maybe in a negative way. So, for example, like racism, or any kind of discrimination, usually that does come down from parents, or from like the family belief system, because it's put into children when they're young. Same with negative thoughts. So if a teacher, when a child is young, says, "Oh, you're useless," or when school friends say, "Oh, you're fat," or this and that, it starts to build in a language that's negative to us, and they still sit in our head. Okay, so it's a way of, when we grow up, we're building these beliefs all the time, and some of them are unfounded, based on someone's quick comment. Just even been once called fat, I know, has um, made someone start worrying about their appearance. So it can be just a one off, or it could be something that's put into you over a long period of time, like this subgroup of people are useless based on their, I don't know, their sexuality, their colour of their skin, their place, the culture from in the world, whatever it is, whatever they want to discriminate about, and children learn that. So what happens is we get this belief system in our heads. Now, luckily, when we go through our teenage years, we start to weigh up what's our own belief system, so we start to challenge some of those things our parents have said, teachers have said, but some of those things can still stay with us, and particularly, and I think teenagers can be at the worst time with the way they talk about one another, and to one another. So obviously, more hurtful things come in, of like, "Oh, she's got no boobs," or "she's got teeth like a horse," or "he's too short," or whatever it is. So there's still, our beliefs about ourselves are still building. Now, what happens is that those negative beliefs can sit in our brain, um, and we can also develop our own negative beliefs off of those. So it might be that we look in the mirror and we see that we're fat, or and there are automatic negative thoughts. Now, I've spoken in the past about sort of 80,000 thoughts our brain has a day. Now, if we are in a state of flow, that becomes less, because actually you're concentrating on something and you're focused on something, and the thoughts aren't coming in. Now, if you're particularly during lockdown as well, for those that haven't been working, if you haven't got a purpose or anything to do with your time, or I don't know, as someone said, 3 o'clock in the morning, these negative thoughts can really come in. These ants can come in. Now, the way that you have to look at these negative thoughts is, are they based on anything? So is a negative thought that you're fat realistically based on anything? So okay, I'm a size 26. I am technically what they call obese. Um, so for me, that is a true fact. But do I have to call it fat? Is there another way of flipping that and going, yes, I'm overweight at the moment, and yes, I need to take control of my health? So that's a way of me then combating that. Another one that I struggled with is I'm stupid. So if that comes into my brain these days, I can say, okay, is it founded? Is there any evidence to say that I am stupid? Well, no, because you know what? Regardless of the pieces of paper I've got over the last 15 years, I have also um, made my life a success. And what I mean by that is that I hold down a full-time job. It doesn't matter that I'm a managing director, but I hold down a full-time job. I can have good conversations with my friends. So that is the negative thought of I'm stupid or I'm not intelligent is blown out the water. Okay, and I have to then say that as an affirmation to get rid of that. So if you're having ants, what I suggest is that you pick on one ant that you've got, um, one that's screaming at you. You look at it, and is it founded? And if there's any truth in it, then learn to flip it so then it's more positive and it sits with that's something you can work on. Um, or is it completely unfounded, and then you can work on the language and the affirmation and stick with an affirmation for a while until your brain starts to sort of rewire that old pathway. Because as I've talked about in the past, our brains have neurological pathways. So imagine that it's walking through a forest and there's a trodden path. Now that trodden path has been developed since the time you were a baby right until your current age. And you know what? If it's been a path of negativity, you now need to stamp out a new path. And it will be rough and it will be prickly first of all. But over time, and that's the thing, it won't happen overnight, but over time, that new path will become established, and that old path will grow over and won't sit in your brain anymore. Um, so yeah, that's your ants. So Catherine says, and then one from Christine, people having automatic negative thoughts at 3 a.m. and waking one up. Yeah, well, do you know what? I mean, the love that we can give our friends, partners at 3 a.m. in the morning when they're having a wobble, makes such a difference. And I know, and I'm almost sure, but I do know that it's really appreciated. So I just think to support one another and to give that hug, that cuddle, that reassurance, then it's priceless to that person. So thank you to all of the hand holders out there, the huggers out there, the friends that friends or partners that call you up just to tell you you're awesome. Thank you to all of those out there. And the lovely Jerry has just joined us. Good evening, Jerry. Jerry's with us tonight. I know he usually watches on catch up because Jerry is our shop sales manager. So when anything goes through as a sale, Jerry is on it. Jerry is your man. So and thank you to all of those that have been ordering. Very kind of you. And Jerry, I've got some feedback, so it's all good. So yeah, watch this space, and as we grow our online products and support services on Motivated Minds. So, okay, wellness wins, guys. What are your wellness wins? Share with me 3 wellness wins. Something that's happened to you over the last week that you're over grateful for, that you've grown your comfort zone, or just something that's made you smile and thought, yeah. Jerry's putting in a call out. I'm just going to have a swig of Coke. Oh, and drop the laptop. So, wellness wins. I was cycling this week. So, I was cycling. I got the bike out. Been a bit of a worry because there's a very small incline gradient from work to my house, and I've been worrying about cycling home because I'm like, oh, I'll be puffed out. But after last week's fall off the scooters, I decided it was time to get the bike out. So I rode into work and rode home. And I actually made it halfway up the hills both times. So I was quite impressed with myself. So that's one of my wellness wins. A second wellness win was on one said ride home. I was cycling up and there's a crossing with a lollipop man on it. And someone was crossing the road and they gave the lollipop man a big blue carrier bag, and he opened it and I could see him, oh, great big smile on his face, and he said thank you. Now I don't know what was in the bag, but obviously it just seemed like a random act of kindness from someone, and it was really nice to see just that human interaction of positivity. So that'd be my second wellness win. My third, I had an Easter egg today. I had a delivery of an Easter egg, very unexpected, but thank you very much to the Keane family that got me that. So very nice of you. And I have now got the Keane families. So Catherine, sticky toffee hobnobs a thing? Oh, haven't tried them. Reduced Easter eggs in Tesco's. That's why I got mine. And it was lovely. Well, not that I've had it yet, but it was lovely to get it. And number 3, project at work got delayed, buying us some time, but not our fault. Oh, don't you like it when you get that happen at work? Christine, school holidays now. Yes. Caught up with friends on Zoom we haven't seen in a while. Brilliant. Sleepovers with both children. Excellent. Son, booked karting for lockdown starting to end. Lovely. Bubblegum bottles to eat tonight. Nice. Sleepover on sofa with both parents. Lovely. Donuts for mindfulness. Good call, daughter. Receiving parcel of biking stuff recently ordered. Good, good. And looking forward to going biking this week. Excellent. Maybe in the summer holidays we'll get some biking in together. Maybe I'll come and join you guys. Alex says wellness wins. Finally had a child-free night as the boys actually went to their dads. Excellent. House thoroughly cleaned, ready for me to do nothing in. Wonderful. What a great feeling. and 2 weeks of lessons planned ready for next term. Love it, Alex. Well done. Lauren says, wellness wins. More productive progress towards getting son a bit more help at school. Wonderful. Son is now moved into his new room fully, so he's very happy. Great. And starting to feel stronger. Brilliant. Number 3, using my running time to order my thoughts. Fantastic. Love it, Lauren. Well done. Let me just give some love to Alex and the Keens. Give a like there. Right, okay, and then Lynn, my success with my little one, having lunch with everyone. That's amazing. Number 2, building up my running and starting to feel stronger. Brilliant. Using my... Oh, hold on. I think that jumped. That did jump. Right, hold on. Right, let's go again to Lauren. So, two, son is now moved into his new room fully, so he's happy. Number 3, took my daughter to get a hamster this week, and she was so happy and excited that it was lovely to see. And I hear Bruno is settling in well. I love seeing some pictures of him, so that was great. Well done, Lauren and family. And now to Lynn's. Sorry, it jumped earlier. So my success with my little one having lunch with everyone. 2, building up my running, starting to feel stronger. And 3, using my running time to order my thoughts. Brilliant, Lynn. Well done. Some great wellness wins there. Joe's got 1 too, brilliant. He got a brilliant grade in sports studies, BTEC, highest in his year. That's amazing. Well done, Joe. Absolutely wonderful. Really, really impressed. Oh dear, some fantastic wellness wins there from everybody. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm just scrolling backwards, make sure that I didn't miss anyone because it does jump quite quickly. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Right, okay. Cards. Would anyone like a card tonight? We have the stressless cards. We have the empowering question cards. Ta-dum! We have the affirmators, and then we have the cards against anxiety. Let me just move that. Laptops. That's it. The laptop is still perched on a cushion. Win for me was a good catch up with Carla. Carla Lala. Excellent. How was Spag Bowl? Did it come out all right, Jeff? Right, Lauren, what card would you like? Would you like me to choose, or do you want to choose one? Me and Lauren got lost in a field yesterday, everyone. It's not a moan and move on, and nor is it a wellness win. We were just adventuring. So we were trying to find the fobbing Thames pathway and find that. We got lost in a field. Luckily the cows weren't in it, but I swear to God, like every inch of the field was dented cow prints, so it wasn't nice and straight to walk on. You would go up and down, and we were looking for a sty to walk over. We got right to the other side of the field and we was like, it ain't in here. So but we did find a fairy garden and a lovely lady that obviously spends a lot of time making this garden for people to come and visit. And then we found the right pathway, but it was sort of shin deep of mud, so I chickened out. But we will get it right next time. Yeah, so that's great. Jeff's eaten too much. That's okay, you'll sleep well tonight with all those carbs. Right, Lynn, cards against anxiety for me. Right, okay, dokes. Right, okie dokes. Oh, the big squeeze. Let's see what that is. The big squeeze. Number 20. Number 20. Okay, the big squeeze. Nothing zaps anxiety like a workout, but if you can't get to the gym, a good clench and release is a close second. It's an instant, anytime way to expand a little nervous energy. Try the big squeeze next time you are losing the plot. So, number one, clench your hands into fists, clench your feet, clench your bum, your mouth. Anything that can be clenched must be clenched. Hard. Take a deep breath in at the same time. Hold it for the count of 10. Count slowly. Number 3, unclench. Slowly unclench as you let out the deep breath, right from your belly, noting how it feels as your muscles relax and let your fingers and toes extend. Number 4, do a rerun. If you need to, do the whole thing again and again as many times as is helpful. So there you go. That is do the squeeze. Right, Lauren, did you choose a card? Carla and I did go over a stile while the gate next to us was open. Oh, didn't we? But the thing is that Lauren's very politely not telling you is I got stuck on the stile, couldn't get my leg high enough, my foot was stuck, and I felt like I was gonna, I felt like a pillock. But luckily I was safe with the fact of either Lauren would politely not say anything or she would laugh hysterically at me, and either is cool with me and Lauren. So yeah, luckily there wasn't I don't know, a football team watching, but yeah, I got stuck on the stile because I couldn't get my leg over high enough. We did that last summer locally. Wouldn't be so bad, but the farmer just watched us walk round his field. We now know the right path. Absolutely. I can take you to a stile that leads to nowhere if you like. Lovely, thank you. Lauren, did you choose a card? Let me look, and if not, no, you didn't, so I'm going to choose one for you. I'm going to go for an empowering question, Lauren. We're going to go for empowerment today. Right, what have we got? What is my life like when it's in balance, Lauren? What is my life like when it's in balance? You don't have to answer it here if you don't want to. We invite everyone else to join in as well, that either write it down just where you're at or you can put it in on the comments. It's up to you. But what is life like when it's in balance? Now, this for me is quite an important one because this is starting to happen for me. Obviously, my boys have moved out, so now I get to be and I will say probably a better mum because I now I have one evening a week where I spend it with my boys like individually, and we just have that one-on-one time together, which is really nice. I'm not washing their pants anymore or telling them to wash their pants anymore. So I just feel that our conversations are healthier these days rather than more me nagging. Work has much better balance. I now work 8 till 4, Monday to Friday. I still have things to put in place, maybe like the Facebook answer messenger and my own private messenger that people stick to contact me through work. So I still have that maybe to put in place. Certainly more balance in terms of my physical health, that I'm now getting out there and being more balanced with the work and my physical health, because for a long time it was just work and no concentration on my physical health. My diet is still totally unbalanced, still full of sugar, but I like sugar. What else? Balanced. Yeah, I would say that's my balance is happening all the time. I'm reflecting and going from and moving forward. And some things I park because I think I'm not going to worry about that now. But some things I'll sit on for a while before they make happen, a bit like my bike riding. But I get there in the end. So tell me or message me on my phone or just even on a piece of paper, what is your life like when it's in balance? Have a reflection, guys. Hey Kevin, how are you? Thanks for joining us. Right, anyone else for any cards? So as a reminder, we've got cards against anxiety, we've got the affirmations, and we've got the stress less and the empowering questions. Oh, 4-day weekend. I'm going to say that again. 4-day weekend next weekend. Now, as I've shared with you the last couple of weeks, I have been cleaning my house. So, a couple of weeks ago, I did the boys' bedrooms. I had just my wardrobes to do and my drawers. So that's still to do. Last week, I catalogued half of my books. My intention was to get it done this weekend, but because of my Pfizer jab, I've been a bit knocked out today. So I've just taken it easy. I've just read and watched films and slept. I had an afternoon nap, so I did the washing up. So I've just had a gentle day. So yeah, next weekend will be my shift to get my house that last little bits done, ready for spring. Lauren says, I tend to find that as one part of life begins to balance, another part will unbalance. Still aiming for more balance overall. Absolutely. That is Sod's Law, basically. That is the when it's a nice sunny day and the rain fucking comes. That is just life. That is like smelling roses and getting bitten on the nose by a bloody ant in there. It's just, it's. I've stopped waiting for the complete alignment. Maybe if I was to go on a I don't know month retreat to a monastery somewhere in Thailand, I might find balance for that duration. But life does throw things at us, and it's about reflecting and having in sight what we're going to do to work towards that balance. Remember, there is no such thing as perfection, it's only ever progress. Catherine says, when things are in balance, I'm waiting for the balance to shift and something to go wrong. Okay, so that's your future brain working, that's your as if, what if brain, your oh, what will go wrong brain, that's your anxiety brain, Catherine. So, what you need to do is concentrate on the moment. If you're a reader, honestly, read Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. That was the one book that hit it for me. Took me ages to get into it in terms of it felt like waffle, first of all. So then I tried listening to him on audio, and he has a very monotone voice, and it was very there's just a certain, and I was like, oh god, why is this everyone's favourite book and I can't cope with the audio? And then I watched his videos on YouTube, and it just all clicked at the kind of person he is, the relaxed nature. So now I can listen to him on audio and I can read his books. So I had to get into his sort of energy level before I could even take that on. But absolutely, um, well worth reading Eckhart Tolle um, for your balance. Um, Lauren says, haha, know that feeling. I've got near to balance. So far, it's not lasted. Absolutely. And remember, we have people in our lives, so we can achieve balance and we can control what we do, but we can't control what other people do. So when teenagers throw a strop, when partners throw a strop, when work lets us go because of redundancy, and do you know what I mean? All of these other factors that can come at us. We can only ever control what we are doing. So the balance comes within your own mind, and learning to not to fixate on things and to let them go when they do come off of balance, and work towards, as I said, it's the progress, not perfection. It's the work into getting your balance right in your head, and balanced diet, balanced exercise, um, just have that awareness. Alex says a balanced life for me is to work up to date, but one day a week work free. We have also carried out on our daily game of cards for family time since first lockdown. So that's brilliant. So Alex is injecting family time then with her boys, because her boys will be old and leaving home before she knows it. So this time of building that card game in is great family time. Um, and then with work, making sure one day is completely work free is brilliant. Yeah, so we've just got to do what we can, and things do shift. It's the nature of the beast, unfortunately, but it's how we deal with it as well. So it's our ability to let it go when things are not serving us. Yeah. So the week ahead, obviously the rule of six comes in now. So we can see our friends. We can meet for coffee outside. Oh, I've already booked a coffee Costa date with the lovely Jeff. Me and Lauren will be walking again, and I'm sure if any of you would like to join us, then there can be up to six of us now. So next weekend well, I'm going to be doing it every weekend. I know Lauren joins me every other, but yeah, I'm going to be doing more adventures, walking adventures. I'm slow, but I'm moving. Um, oh, Alex, that's brilliant. So Finn doesn't strop anymore when he loses. That's because he's got conditioned to losing, and that it's safe to lose now, which is actually a wonderful life skill that he's learned. So he'll pick up and try again. And as you know, that will matter. Come schoolwork, come work, come relationships, come just life. So brilliant. Week ahead, meeting up with 5 friends on Tuesday afternoon, my ladies. So literally can't wait. So Lauren's got her date in. Um, I'm going to have a look at the diary and get a date in with my friends, and hopefully it'll be a bit warmer, and yeah, we can have people come round my house and have a meet. That'd be nice. I can't wait. I've really missed getting my girls together. So seeing my sister, great. So you're getting to start to see family. That's brilliant. Um, it's my dad's birthday tomorrow, so I get to see him. Fantastic. Fantastic. So the world is opening back up to us. So I'm really excited. Stay safe. Stay sterilising. But yeah, I can't wait. And then we can count down May the 17th for the next one. So yeah, I'm excited. Well, no, April 12th really is the next one, and then May the 17th. So it's not long. It's all going in our direction. We've still got our walks going, but now they can be opened up to anyone. So they're on a Monday and a Thursday. Walk for Wellness. Mondays is Gloucester Park in Basildon. Thursdays is Northlands Park in Pitsea. We are still getting all our volunteers in at the moment for the next couple of weeks to come and get back on board and develop our safe working practice before we open to the public on the 12th. What else have we got going on? Joe has got a beautiful cup of kindness on a Wednesday at 1 o'clock, so be sure to email over and join that. We've still got our other therapeutic services going on, and don't forget this week we've got what was Holiday Hunger, now called Active 8, and that's on Tuesday and Thursday, both this week coming and the week after, from 3 till 5:30. where we are getting families in. We're going to have some great activities for the kids, and we're going to cook for the families. So I think we're fully booked though now on that. So, but we are in Rochford the week after on the Wednesday. So, and we've still got places for that. We're also doing a pot of pansy on Wednesday this week and Wednesday next week. So we're at Langdon King Edward Community Centre this Wednesday. So you can come along, pot of pansy, collect some seeds, take away a leaflet on what we're doing with our sensory gardens that we're building at the King Edward Community Centre with our volunteers. So if you live in the Langdon area and you want to see what we're doing, pop along. We'll be there 11 till 3 this Wednesday, and the Wednesday after we'll be at Freeham's Library planting up our garden there, as well as doing the pot pansy and taking away your seeds. So lots of fun from us to be had. And Tasha, oh, I will see you Wednesday. Yes, Tasha, you will. So, yeah, the kids can come and pot pansy. And yeah, it'll be great fun. So we've got some competitions running as well that when you pop down you can sign up to. There's some gardening gear to win. So yeah, it'll be good. It'll be very, very good. Um, and I think that's it. Remember, we have our 3 pages, three private groups running. So we've got Healthier You. So if you are looking at improving your nutrition and physical health, Joe and the team are on there, giving their motivation and inspiration on that page. You've got the team motivated, where we all just connect and look after one another and one another's cheerleaders. And then we've got our Be Well tribe, where we're building content to learn about mental health. So that's it from Motivating Minds this lovely Sunday evening. Thank you very much for joining me and being a cheerleader to all of the participants. It was great seeing you all. And I really look forward to seeing you in person over hopefully the coming weeks. It'll be really nice. And if not, I'll keep an eye out for you. Or you might fancy joining one of my walks at a weekend, but they're very sort of last minute and sometimes a bit random. So, but yeah, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you all next Sunday at 8 o'clock. Have an awesome week. Take care. Bye.